This is CBC Here and Now.
Everybody feels it personally touching them.
I've known Cyril for all of my life, right? Was a good guy.
Devastating for all the area actually, Triton, Little Bay Islands, as well as the surrounding area.
Now, you know, everybody is sort of related, and certainly everybody knows who's who.
Tragedy in central Newfoundland after 4 people were killed in a head-on collision near Roberts Arm. 1 person remains in critical condition. Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Carolyn Stokes in studio tonight while my co-host Anthony Germain is live in Springdale. He spent the day in Triton and Roberts Arm speaking with people about yesterday's horrific crash. 2 cars collided head-on yesterday afternoon near Roberts Arm. 4 people were killed. 1 man, the lone occupant of an SUV, died at the scene. In the other car, 3 others also dead. A grandfather and his 2 granddaughters. The grandmother is in hospital in critical condition. So Anthony, you've been speaking with a number of people in the area today. How are people reacting?
Well, they're really trying to cope with absolute rawness.
And apologies, we have lost the connection there with Anthony, but as we said, he was in the area today and spoke with members of that grieving community in Triton and Roberts Arm. Here's what they had to say.
Pastor Baker, Triton, a very small place. How does something as horrific as this, how do people process this?
I guess in understanding small community, you know, that something of this nature touches in the very fabric of our community. When you think about the families, many families are interconnected. Many of the people that are responding to and giving care in this situation, our first responders, are from this community. It will be taken as a community. Not only is it going to be just persons involved, but the whole community. This will, in a town like Triton, will trigger an incredible connection and outpouring of care from an entire community, because everybody feels it personally touching them. So,
the enormity of what's happened with so many lives lost. Where were you when you found out?
I was actually here at the church and just received a call and proceeded in to give care. Of course, something of this magnitude, when it's dropped on you, you have so very little information. You hardly know how it's going to unfold, and then for something this big to have unfolded, it is a major thing for our area. The faith component is a big component in our town of Triton, and you know, we pull together as a faith family, and of course we'll be giving care through all of this. Our church members and families will be seeing whatever we can do on the ground to help the family, and the prayerful support, the love support, the community dynamic. You know, we believe that we have a responsibility and an opportunity not only to love God, but through God to love our neighbors. Right. You know, one of the things that's important. So, you know, faith is important. In these times, we come to realize how fragile life is, and that there is someone bigger than we are that can help us in our processing.
And I guess from a societal point of view, it's also about providing hope.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, and charting through this to be able to find some hope is very important. Right. And we want to steer people to God who was able to help us. You know.
Pastor Baker, I know it's a very difficult time for you, and I really appreciate you talking to us about this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Pete Windsor, when you got this news, what did you think about it?
Well, I guess being in small town Newfoundland and you know, getting the news that there's an accident, you know, not far from our community. Obviously, you know, we assumed there was somebody involved. You know, we waited for, I guess, 5 or 6 hours to get the outcome, and certainly the outcome was, I guess, we were the hardest hit, I guess. You know, was certainly brought to our home. Yeah. You know,
and I guess in a place like Triton, the word spreads pretty fast, right?
Well, yeah, Triton is still, I guess, a smaller community. You know, it's a population of 1,000, and you know, everybody is sort of related, and certainly everybody knows who's who and things like that. So, yes, it was a devastating bit of news yesterday. So, you know, it affects all of us.
Yeah, and you were getting phone calls from places far from Triton, right?
Yes, I guess like everybody, you know, once they see the news, you know, my cousin actually called me from Florida there, and when he got wind of it, you know, when you get 4 fatalities in one little community that, you know, people want to know, I guess, firsthand, and I guess me being involved in what I'm involved with, you know, and knowing all the families and things there, so I guess that's where the connection was made there, but
Right.
certainly not good news.
And even in a sort of a work area like this, you've got people who are related to some of the victims, and you got to sort of manage that, I guess.
Yeah, well, this it's not easy, you know, and you know, I contacted a couple of guys there yesterday, you know, that were family relatives, and you know, it's not easy, you know, trying to make conversation, you know, with tragedy, but anyway, they're holding their own, you know, there's still a bit of light there at the end of it, you know, there is somebody that's still alive there, you know, and you know, hope for the best, you know, that.
One last question for you. You said something interesting before you agreed to come on camera, and that was about how you think all of small town Newfoundland feels for Triton.
Well, I guess from anybody's perspective, you know, if you get 4 or 5 fatalities, you know, it sort of hits home, you know, in a small town. But you know, I think the news just spreads island-wide across Labrador. You know, everybody is affected by it. You know, it's 4 or 5, you know, fatalities, and you know, it's just hard to grasp. You know, and I'm sure, you know, our feelings are not as you know, in other places, you know, that are not as strong as what we're feeling. But you know, I'm sure, you know, that the feeling is throughout the province.
And that was Anthony speaking with community members earlier today. He's in Springdale right now, and we'll try to connect with him again soon to hear more about what's happening on the ground in Roberts Arm and Triton. Meantime, our CMP Corporal Dean Hyde was at the accident site yesterday. He says it's too early to say just what caused the crash, but could confirm that alcohol was not a factor and that everyone involved was wearing their seatbelts. Here he is speaking with our Lindsay Bird.
What did occur on a turn on a hill, which may have, you know, it's hard to say at this point, but it's not your typical straightaway. That may have played a part in the accident. It's hard to determine at this time. The 4 occupants in the small car, it was a married couple from Triton area, and they were, my understanding was they were driving their 2 grandchildren home to Middle Arm.
Those are the teenagers in the vehicle.
Those are teenagers, yes, a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old.
Meanwhile, grief counselors are on site in Middle Arm today. That's where the 2 teenage girls attended school. The counselors are being made available to students and staff. Well, turning now to other news, no charges have been laid yet, but a man has turned himself into the RNC after an assault on an elderly man in Mount Pearl last week. 90-year-old Bill Short was punched in the face on Thursday afternoon near Mount Pearl Square. His niece, Angela Short-Hammond, says the incident was the result of road rage. Short was treated in hospital and released. In the meantime, RNC Media Relations Officer Constable James Cadigan says police are looking for dash cam or CCTV footage from the area of Mount Pearl Square between noon and 1 p.m. on Thursday.
We keep adding to the rainfall totals. Another rainy day thanks to an area of low pressure, a pretty large area of low pressure actually. We are seeing some snow up through parts of Labrador, but that is rain right now through most of the island. That's because we've got some temperatures sitting mild down through the south coast, anywhere 8 degrees in the Rec House area. As we head a little bit further east, we're looking at about 3 degrees in St. John's. Now these temperatures are actually going to climb as we head through the night tonight for parts of the west coast, and then they're going to drop like a rock, and that's because as this area of low pressure moves a little bit further north, we start to see a little bit of a wind shift, and that means onshore flow for some of us, and that means snow. I'll have all the details coming up.
A man sustained injuries consistent with a gunshot Saturday morning in St. John's. RNC Constable James Cadigan says police and a tactical unit responded to a home on Carlow Place after receiving a report that a man was injured and there may have been a firearm involved. Cadigan says all people inside the residence safely exited the home. The victim was treated in hospital and released. Cadigan says those involved in the incident are known to each other. The investigation is ongoing. Well, you have your B, your I, N, and a G, and an O, and 75 numbers. We love bingo in this province, and numerous charities benefit from this popular fundraiser. But on Bell Island, bingo is linked just as much to controversy and scandal. As Here and Now's Terry Roberts reports, the latest flare-up is pitting two community groups against one another, with a very lucrative radio bingo at the center of it all.
So let's play Radio Bell Bingo.
Henry Crane knows his way around a bingo game and the broadcast booth at the community radio station.
N39.
He's been calling bingo each Sunday for 5 years, with Radio Bell Island giving away potloads of money in donations and prizes, successful beyond everyone's wildest dreams.
It is fantastic for this town. It's $1 million. I feel fabulous. I actually feel fantastic.
But Henry Crane hasn't been doing much of this lately. That's because Service NL has rejected Radio Bell Island's application for a license renewal. All because of this damning government audit that uncovered a long list of violations of the province's lottery regulations, including donating large sums of cash to Tourism Bell Island, which was not eligible to receive proceeds from the bingo because it is not a charity. The man in charge of Tourism Bell Island? Henry Crane. Other violations included paying a salary to a station manager, a no-no for what's supposed to be a volunteer operation. The audit also revealed that financial reports submitted by Radio Bell Island have been incomplete, as well as repeatedly and significantly revised without explanation. And in yet another indictment of Radio Bell Island, the audit found that with expenditures on reported salaries, gifts, dinners, and regular checks issued to the same individuals, the organization does not operate through volunteerism alone, but also through rewards to its members. The audit determined Radio Bell Island strayed significantly from the object and purpose articulated in its original incorporating documents. So Sunday Radio Bingo on Bell Island is off the air. The flow of cash and prizes has stopped.
This is Henry. It's a blast from the past. You know, coming up the weekend,
But Henry Crane is not going away quietly.
We were audited three times by Service NL about money, and we've never had a cent go astray. Never. This was about rules and regulations of how to run your bingo.
He admits to some naivety and says mistakes were made.
If you're going to ask me about money, we could end this now because I have no clue.
But you're the Secretary Treasurer, right?
I'm Secretary Treasurer, but I do the notes. We have an accountant.
Crane says his group complied each time they were advised of any violations.
Our board, our membership are more than happy to change this because we want to make our station work again.
And he has some strong words for the people at Service NL who oversee lottery licenses.
I'm trying to dance around here, but I'm not going to be able to. I consider it a bit of a vendetta. They have one, and it is. We have been picked on and picked on and picked on over things that are so nitpicky that I can't believe it.
So while Crane waits for word on a new bingo license from government, a new player has entered the game, setting the stage for a volunteer versus volunteer dust-up. And they're just down the hall.
We're here to help the community and help the children in the community.
The local Kiwanis Club has swooped in, wants to raise money to help youth groups.
So with that, I went over the next day and I went to Service NL and filled out an application. And lo and behold, 3 weeks later, we've received the bingo license for Radio Bingo.
The Kiwanis want to hold its first Radio Bingo on December 8th, but finding airtime might be a problem.
This is hitting us broadsides. We know nothing of this. Absolutely nothing.
Radio Bell Island is not interested in partnering with the Kiwanis, is angry at Service NL for issuing the license.
I personally think it was wrong. How could you have given a license to an organization for a media bingo when they don't have a media outlet? Shouldn't you have sent a letter off saying If I were issuing that license, you need to contact Radio Belle Island. We need a letter stating that you can use their facility. That makes perfect sense. And then we would have had nothing to say. Yeah, we gave them the letter. We're willing to sponsor them. We knew nothing, absolutely nothing about this license until we have a radio bingo license. Really? And where do you plan to broadcast this? Oh, Radio Belle Island. But we're negotiating for our own license. We could have our own license tomorrow. Then what do you do?
The big question is, why don't they have a license?
All we did was apply. That's all we did. We didn't do nothing against Radio Belle Island. All we want them is to help us, help the children of Belle Island.
Cents to get in.
So here's a group with a radio station, but no bingo license. And here's a group with a bingo license, but no airtime. But a plan B.
We're looking at doing a low power signal across the island, it works actually on a 10-kilometer radius.
It's the latest controversy to darken Belle Island, a Conception Bay community facing more than its fair share of challenges.
This is by no means personal towards anybody. This is about helping the youth of this island who are right now struggling.
Terry Roberts, CBC News, Belle Island.
Well, there are some changes coming to New Year's Eve celebrations in St. John's this year. The plan is to make the celebration more family-friendly. That means moving the fireworks from midnight to 8 p.m. There will also be a skating party at the Loop at Bannerman Park before the fireworks countdown. And there will still be some celebrating near midnight. The city has partnered with the George Street Association to provide an all-ages countdown celebration and pyrotechnics show above George Street at midnight. Jess Crosby says the mood coming out of this weekend's gathering of progressive conservatives is one of optimism. Party faithful gathered in Gander for their annual general meeting. Usually, if there is unhappiness within the party, that meeting is where concerns hit the floor in the form of a leadership review. But there was no agenda talk of that on the weekend, although there will be a review in the spring that Jess Crosby himself initiated. He says everyone went home Sunday with one goal.
It's going to be some months before that happens. Right now, I think everybody in this room or in this hotel is feeling really good about the future. They feel good about the leadership of the party. They feel good about the caucus, and they feel good about the fact that the party is getting itself organized and prepared for the next election.
There are still unanswered questions tonight after a well-known charity abruptly closed its doors over the weekend. Late Friday, the Refugee and Immigrant Advisory Council announced the charity will dissolve. This after its executive closed REAC's door 3 weeks ago. Cease Hare has more.
REAC has not been helping immigrants and refugees since November 4th. From the sidewalk on Water Street, you can look inside and see closed offices, boxes, and empty shelves. No explanation was given for the suspension of services except that a realignment was underway. Then, late Friday, a letter from Executive Director Jose Rivera to CBC announced the charity's dissolution, its legal termination, saying it was necessary to close because of money problems, a shortage of stable investment. REAC has been around for 36 years, growing from an advocate to a supplier of services like English education. More than a year ago, it received funding for a new social enterprise, teaching sewing and tailoring to newcomers, while also helping develop their entrepreneurial skills. Through a provincial-federal agreement, REAC received almost $200,000 since June of 2018. Even the Minister for Advanced Education and Skills was asked about what was going on.
I certainly cannot comment on the status of REAC's decision to suspend their services. Officials have certainly been in contact with the organization and requested official updates. They certainly provided important service to the community, to the people of which they served.
Government says the department will look to recover money where possible. Donors have been told there will be no more tax receipts, but if a donation is made, they are reminded it would be appreciated because REAC says the closure is expensive due to the rent, utilities, fees, insurance, and taxes. It plans to sell off some of its art later this week, getting rid of its assets. Cease Hare, CBC News, St. John's.
Well, there's a new library now officially opened in St. John's, but this one doesn't loan out books. Instead, the St. John's Baby Clothes Library is making donated clothing and outerwear available for loan. Babies and toddlers go through a lot of clothes as they grow very fast, so instead of items ending up in the landfill or on a shelf, they can be donated to this library. It's operating out of the St. John's Tool Library, where volunteers launder all the clothes and even sew together bags to hold the items.
Mom of 2 young children. Children are very expensive with childcare costs, with clothing costs, with extra food costs. And it's really expensive, and the cost of living in Newfoundland over the past decade has really gone up a lot in all of those areas. And so I think supporting young families is important, so families can certainly get a financial break from coming and borrowing our bundles of clothing and our outerwear. But also, I've been very concerned, and I think many of us are very concerned about environmental impact.
What will be your favorite part, Santa?
Dogs. The dogs. The bologna. Santa.
Tens of thousands bundled up for yesterday's Santa Claus parade in downtown St. John's, and we were there. Some highlights along with your weather just ahead. Welcome back, everyone. Well, we had another wet day out there today, but the weather certainly cooperated for the annual Santa Claus parade in St. John's yesterday.
Crowds lined the downtown streets to see all the floats, dancers, and dogs that took part in the parade.
An estimated 55,000 people were there for the fun. CBC was walking in the parade too. You can see Zach Gowdy was there then, and Ashley, you were there too. There you are.
There we are, yeah.
It looks like everyone was getting into the festive spirit. What was it like down there?
It was chilly, but we did see a break in the rain, which was quite nice. But as long as you were dressed up, you were good. It was just the wind.
Right. At least that happened yesterday and not today with all the rain that we had today. Yeah. And CBC's Meg Roberts was also at the parade yesterday and spoke with some of the spectators.
We usually all come here as friends to celebrate that it's nearly Christmas.
I heard that there's going to be a special someone here. Do you know who that is?
Santa.
So what do you think about that?
That's really exciting.
It's just one of our favorite traditions. It sort of sets the Christmas season off right from the get-go, right? It's just absolutely fantastic. We love it every year.
What's your favorite part?
Santa, obviously, and the float every year and seeing it is just magical.
That's pretty adorable. But of course, yeah, Christmas parades, as you could hear, can get pretty loud. And for some children who are sensitive to light and sound, it can be an overwhelming experience.
Yeah, it can. So organizers this year did something a little bit different. For a section of the parade, everyone turned down the volume for a sensory-friendly zone.
It's been really moving to see everybody come down and turn off the extra noise that isn't necessarily needed. We've seen a lot of families who have young children, a lot of seniors. There's people with all different types of backgrounds, not just ASD, so it's something that's seems to really benefit the community as a whole.
My son has some sensory issues with respect to sound, and he has his earplugs in today. And this is, I felt like it was a great initiative to be inclusive for him. We've always come down to the parade, and it's always been somewhat of a struggle to maintain his composure, I guess, with some of the noises and sounds that you hear throughout the parade.
And James is so little, we're thinking it'll be less overwhelming for him and he'll be able to enjoy it more.
Santa's supposed to be for all the kids, right? You know, we can't be leaving people out just because they're a little bit tiny, or you know, just can't handle all the noise of those big drums, right?
My son is nonverbal, autistic, and he finds noise is very sensitive. So this is a good opportunity for us to be involved with the community and get out, and he can still enjoy himself. So last year it was a little bit too noisy. We could only stay for a little while, just towards the end to see Santa Claus, and we had to leave. But this year we came for the whole thing.
What a great idea.
It was really lovely, and it was nice to see as we were going through the parade too that everybody was enjoying themselves. So
yeah, and the parents and the children seemed to really appreciate that too.
Absolutely.
Well, it was nice that there was that break in the rain yesterday, because it really picked right back up again today.
Yeah, it certainly did, and we've, you know, it's not just you thinking that it has been very rainy this November. Let's take a look at some of those numbers. I figured I would get into that. So remember last week where we saw 97 millimeters of rain? Well, that was very close to what the average for November is. It's 125 millimeters is normally what we would see for a normal November, but so far we are at 176 millimeters. This is at the airport there. So we still have a few more days to add to that number, and it does look like we are going to certainly in the next couple of days. So here's a look at the current satellite and radar picture. You can see some showers moving through the island right now. A few clear breaks in the mix there as well. But if we zoom into the Avalon, you can see some more showers. And again, more than likely going to see that stick around. We can thank an area of low pressure for that, bringing lots of snow up through Labrador as we head through the night tonight. As that low pressure system tracks a little bit further towards the island, we're going to see a little bit of a wind shift, and with that we actually should see the potential for some flurries, especially in the higher elevations. It's more than likely falling as snow already, but that's a better chance as we head towards the early morning hours. And then we start to see some rain push in for the northern portion of the northern peninsula as well as southeastern Labrador. So there is a special weather statement in effect right now, and that's just because there's quite a bit of rain on the way. So this takes us through Tuesday into Wednesday afternoon, and you can see just how much rain some of the models are pointing at there. 32, about as much as 50 millimeters is possible with this next system. So overnight tonight, those temperatures are actually going to climb. Going to sit around 5 degrees at some point in the evening. And then those temperatures are going to fall, and that's when we'll see that potential to switch over to some snow. Otherwise, sitting around 3 degrees for Gander, 2 for Happy Valley, Goose Bay. And you're going to see, we're seeing some rain right now, but we're going to mix in with some flurries for you as we head through the overnight. Some of anywhere really between Happy Valley, Goose Bay and the coast along the highway there could see in those higher elevations as much as 10 centimeters of snow. So this takes us through to tomorrow afternoon. This low really sticks around for most of us with that snow continuing up through Labrador, and again in those higher elevations, anywhere from 5 to as much as 10 centimeters is possible as we head through the day tomorrow. So here's a look at our temperatures through the day. Not really moving much. We're still seeing temperatures between 2 and 3 degrees. Generally gray day for most of us. Might see the potential for some flurries late day towards central. But overall, not looking at too much. Most of that activity will be along the west coast, and those winds are really going to ramp up anywhere from 40 to 60 kilometers per hour across the island. -5 for Lab City. That's where you're going to sit for most of the day as you head towards the coast, those warmer temperatures. And again, that rain, but that onshore flow with those strong winds, easterlies between 30 to 50 kilometers per hour. So that's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. As we head towards the end of the week, our next weather maker looks like it could be a significant one. I'll have all those details coming up.
It wasn't an option. There was no way that I was going to be in the condition that I was and go to an institution.
This man fought for decades to live life on his own terms. Find out how he fought to gain his independence ahead. Well, it was the moment everything changed. At just 19, Barry Pye dove off a pier. Friends rushed into the water after him, but it was too late. He was paralyzed. In the decades since, he's been committed to his own independence and has found purpose in creating a home for himself and others who believe institutions aren't always the answer. Here and Now's Katie Breen has that story.
Barry Pye sets his own schedule. Every morning he works out, maintains his strength. It's part of his routine.
Yeah.
But it's his routine by choice. He fought for options.
It's my recreational program. Keeps me thinking and sorting out problems, release some stress.
Back in 1982, when his accident happened, Pye says quadriplegia meant living in a care facility and rarely leaving it. But that wasn't going to be how he was going to live.
It wasn't an option. There was no way that I was going to be in the condition that I was and go to an institution. So I guess the drive in me and the option of getting involved with an independent living movement at the time was right up my alley. And the other one, the fluid pill.
Did you milk them?
Pye and 4 or 5 others set out to change things. They knew they'd need support workers, help taking medications, getting ready in the mornings, cooking, cleaning. So if they wanted to live on their own, they were going to have to figure out how to finance around-the-clock care.
So I get a load of darts put on, I guess, playing. Yeah.
Help is necessary, expensive, and complicated. To simplify things, they joined together, decided to share homemaking and care attendance.
You coming?
If the group pooled their funded hours, added them together, they could afford 24/7 staff. They just needed to live under one roof to make it happen. The group lobbied government and hit roadblocks with contractors, but eventually, almost 10 years after Pye's accident, the Rotary Manor was built in partnership with the St. John's Northwest Rotary, Newfoundland and Labrador Housing, and the Single Parents Association. Now 5 of the 24 units inside the main building are dedicated to the shared care system.
I didn't live very far from here, and I was watching this place being built, and I didn't even know what it was. And I saw this ad in the paper one day for a worker, and when I called, it was here. And I've been here ever since. But it was a good thing to do. And if people would, be more like Barry, there'd be a lot more on being done and on the go.
And it wasn't just me involved in pushing for the independent living. It was a group of people that started the setup as far as the concept of it all. Now I'll show you where that vacant apartment is at here now.
The other go-getters who pushed for accessible, independent apartments almost 30 years ago have since passed away. Now it's all up to Pye.
So this is the apartment we need to fill within the next month to bring us back up to our quota of 5 individuals who will use the shared care system.
The tenant who moves in will need to share the workers with the others. That's how the cooperative support system works. It's a balance.
Everyone can't have every want taken care of at the flick of the fingers and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of cooperation that needs to go on.
Did you want that one, or do you have another one there that you have?
I might only need a couple hours in the morning to do my routine. If I didn't have the shared care system, then the attendant would be in my apartment for the 3 or 4 hours, and I would have to find something for them to do. But once the work is done with me, then they move on to the next person in the building in their own apartment and do their care and move on to someone else. Some people don't have grip in their hands and that, so there's a lot of different assistive devices. But this has been working for me since 1982, so I think I'll stick with it now. I got some apple for a piper.
Workers don't wait next to people in their apartments. They have their own space to stay in until called on.
Hey, Piper, what you doing? Come on. Hey, little birdie.
That means Pi and the others get alone time. It's up to them to make their own life. The system only covers their care.
The independence is a big part of it. I can portray my independence more if there's not an attendant around. If someone comes to visit me, I have more privacy, right? So I only need that person when I actually need them. Okay, go to sleep. I got work to do. Get that payroll done, I guess.
It's a lot of work, but there's no money in it. Pi volunteers, manages everything. If not, he could end up in an institution. He says running the system can be trying sometimes, filling vacancies, dealing with government, and especially finding new workers.
If you don't have a worker, well, in case of fire or whatever, you can't get out of the building, you can't get out of bed. So the stress of not having a worker for 24 hours a day, having access to someone, is stressful. Take the elevator to the next floor up. It's a big responsibility, but it keeps me going. As far as it gives me a purpose to face my day. Not that I really need a purpose, but I guess everyone has a purpose.
He knows the other people in the building rely on him to make sure there's staff on site around the clock. His independence and theirs depends on it. So Barry Pi is going to keep moving forward. He's already traveled a long road, and along the way, he's learned a few things. Lessons for everyone, really, about how to navigate through this life.
Don't give up, no matter what you're facing. Deep down inside, in everyone, there's a instinct to want to persevere over any kind of hardship. So, not give up, press forward. Yeah, there's going to be bad days, but there still can be good days and great days ahead.
For CBC News, I'm Katie Breen.
Welcome back to Here Now. At this hour in Roberts Arm, there's a special meeting happening with first responders, and that's paramedics and the fire departments from both Triton and Roberts Arm to talk about what they saw last night in that horrific accident. Obviously, in small town Newfoundland, these kinds of accidents, they bring people together, especially at the municipal level. And earlier today, I spoke with two municipal officials, the mayor of Roberts Arm and Pat Williams, the deputy mayor of Triton. And here's what they had to say. Mayor Miller, your fire department was first on the scene. How are the members of that fire department doing?
They seem to be doing well. Last night they met at fire hall after they left the scene and they debriefed. And tonight at 7:30 there's going to be a stress management team come from Springdale to provide some support to our fire department and the paramedics, as well as Triton Fire Department and paramedics.
Okay, so those would be the first responders, everybody who was involved in that horrible accident last night.
Yes, they're welcome to attend. And also tomorrow Central Health is on standby. So if anybody needs any extra support, Central Health will be here tomorrow.
Right. Now, you know as well as I do, since you're from here, something like this happens, so many deaths, even though it's in neighboring Triton. How does a community like Roberts Arm help your fellow citizens in Triton?
Well, it's devastating for all the area actually, Triton, Little Bay Islands, as well as the surrounding area. I mean, we know everybody basically that live in Green Bay South, so it affects the whole area. So whatever we can do to support communities, we'll do so.
What's your sense, as somebody who is well known in the community, and you walk around and you move around the community, about how the whole community is actually processing this?
Yeah, it's very difficult. Like I said, we have family members that are in our community, so like I said, the whole town is affected.
Right, and that includes you.
As well.
Right. Mayor Miller, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Only this debris left from last night's horrific accident here. One car heading towards Triton behind me, the other vehicle off the ferry, Little Bay Islands, and this is where the collision happened. Now, I just happened to be here working on another story, and I went to talk to the fire and police officials, and there was a woman there clearly distraught saying, please just tell me the color of the car, just tell me the color of the car. We've been trying to call them, and they're not answering their phones. And a short while after that, a police officer approached and told her that her family members were dead, and the woman collapsed in the arms of another family member. It was just a terrible scene here. Mr. Williams, obviously horrible news for your community. How does a community like Triton absorb this?
I think, people in our small community like ours just mingle together and they help each other and support each other. And, like the talk around town today is, what happened yesterday, and wherever you go, is people are talking about it, and it's just devastating to the community, I've known Cyril for all of my life, right? And I worked with him with Fisher Products when we were out there, worked together, and was a good guy.
The fire department from your community, they were second on the scene, but one of their responsibilities was actually the extraction.
Yeah.
How do you help a volunteer firefighter get over that kind of work?
Well, we got a volunteer firefighter that does that. He went and trained for it. When after a situation like that, they get together in their fire hall and talk and support each other and and go through it.
It's difficult to imagine what that kind of work is like.
Yeah, I talked to one of the firefighters here this morning, and he told me he never slept last night. Right, just picturing everything and what happened.
Yeah, it was horrific accident. How does Triton pull through on this? What happens next?
We just support the Windsor family and talk to them, and the other families that's involved too, and it's not much you can do only support the family. Right. It's sad.
How did you process it when you found out what happened?
Well, it was quite a while before I knew who it was, and after I found out who it was, my wife and my children was in the house, and we were talking about it and talking about the two girls that passed away there, and that's all we could do, just talk about it, and it's heartbreaking.
Welcome back, everyone. So time to look ahead a bit to see how long this rain is going to last.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to stick around. As far as the gray skies go, really, we're not going to see any relief from that, unfortunately. I know, I'm sorry. Take a look at what the future tracker is saying. So overnight into Wednesday should actually be some clearing skies potentially, but since the sun goes down so early, we probably won't see that. But we are looking at some flurry activity continuing and or light snow up through most of western Labrador, but it is quiet essentially on Wednesday. We will probably stick with the gray skies, maybe a few peaks of sun in the mix, but because we're in that onshore flow, more than likely going to see drizzle along the northeast coast, and then again some more flurries moving through for the big land. So here's a look at what we're expecting temperature-wise. Somewhere between 3 to 4 degrees it looks like. Have the potential for some flurries along the west coast, and that's just because, again, we're in that onshore flow, and certainly in those higher elevations with these temperatures, good chance we could see some flurries. 2 degrees for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and Nain similar temperature. Lab City, though, you're going to stay well below zero at about -4, so anything that does fall will fall as flurries. Now, over the next couple of days, into Thursday probably will be the quietest of the week. We're looking at potentially a few peaks of sun in the mix, but as we head overnight and into the evening hours, we are looking at the coastal portions of Labrador, another messy system moving in, and then it's the island's turn, and it does look like into the afternoon on Friday. Now keep in mind this is very early and there's not a lot of agreement on this system, but it does look like it could be the first significant snowfall for parts of the Avalon. Now, how much snow falls before that changes over to rain is what's up in the air right now, but again, this system is going to stick around even into Saturday, Sunday even, before it starts to pull away, and with that we are going to see some snow. Pretty significant at times as well, as I mentioned, but again, we're going to look at that in a little bit. As we head into Monday, another system rolls in, so it is very active over the next couple of days. Here's a look at the forecast. Your temperatures between 2 and 4 degrees, so we're not seeing much movement on there, but those winds really will ramp up on Friday and more than likely continue into Saturday for St. John's and eastern Newfoundland. For central Newfoundland, you're looking at generally gray skies across the board, and Friday is when that system will move in. Again, windy conditions expected, and then a drop below zero or at zero for Saturday, and it looks like that will continue. For western Newfoundland, similar thing, similar forecast rather, as those temperatures dip for Saturday below zero, but not really moving much as far as those temperatures go within 10 degrees over the next couple of days. Eastern Labrador, not dropping until about Friday, and that's when we really get into some of that colder air for western Labrador, and with that, your temperatures are going to be dipping into the minus teens. I'll take a look at this beautiful shot. This one was sent to us, and I'll tell you where this is to when we come back.
Welcome back, everyone. Almost time to wrap up the show, but first we get to look at this gorgeous viewer photo of the day.
I love the ocean so much.
Yeah, it's a great one. It's beautiful when it's calm, but it's also beautiful when it's really rough.
Yeah, it's just something about watching the waves and listening to them. The ocean is just a beautiful thing. A scary thing, but beautiful at the same time. So this photo was taken actually in Dildo.
Oh, nice.
A beautiful shot there of Anderson's Cove Beach. So thank you so much to Marilyn for sending that beautiful photo in of the sunset last night. We love seeing your photos. Well, I do anyway. I'm sure everybody loves seeing their photos. And if you want to potentially see yours on the show, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca and hopefully we can get them on.
Sounds like as we near the end of the week, we might get some snow pictures being sent to us, maybe. I know
There's
it's
a
still
potential.
early, but
It's still early, and it's definitely something that keep our eye on as we head towards the end of the week, just because it could, spell some travel problems, but we keep an eye on it. And
if you're planning on going anywhere, if you're flying out on the weekend, keep an eye on that forecast for sure.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it for us, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great evening, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow.
Good night.